Dear student, welcome to all of you in my online maths video class. Today we will discuss about the real function and real valued function. In our last video class, we discussed about domain, codomain, Cartesian product and so many things whatever related to our syllabus. This is relation and function part 6. Sixth part of the relation and function. Okay. So here our topic is real valued functions and real functions. Okay, you know that if we have two sets A and B, if two sets A and B and we make a relation f from A to B, means a function f from A to B is said to be a real valued function, and when this function will be a real function. Means today we will discuss that when a function f from A to B will be real function and when it will be real valued function. Okay. Here A and B is a non-empty set. Just like if we have a set A and here a set B and here a function f from A to B. If both A and B are subset of real number, if both A and B are subset of real number, then we can say that a function then we can say that a function f from A to B be a real function. Okay, A to B be a real function. It means, what is the condition for a function to be a real function? One and only one condition. Both set means set A and set B. What is set A? Set A is in the form of domain. Set B is in the form of codomain. We take the range of the function from set B. Okay. So if both set A and set B are real number, then in that case we can say that a function f from A to B is a real function. It's very clear. Both domain, codomain should be real number. Then it will be real function. Get it? Just like example, we know that here if this is x1, x2, x3 like that, and here y1, y2, y3, y4 like that. Here f of x1 is equal to y1. Let f of x2 is equal to y2. What is y1? y1 is the image of x1. y1 is the image of x1. And what is x1? Pre-image of y1. Okay? What is x1, x2, x3? They are the pre-image of y1, y2, y3 like that. And what is y1, y2, y3? They are the images of x1, x2, x3. Here y1 we can write f upon x1. So if here x1, x2, x3 is also real number, y1, y2, y3, this is also real number, then we can say this function will be a real function. Okay? It will be better to understand with example. Example of real function. Just like if I have f of x is equal to 2x minus 1. Or we can define it y is equal to f of y is equal to f of x. What is y? What is y? Image of x, and it is defined at 2x minus 1. So for every x belongs to real number, y belongs to real number. For every x belongs to real number, f of x or y belongs to a real number. Means here in this case both domain, codomain or both set A and B will be real number. This is a real number function. Okay. If we assume that the function is a machine, just like assume that function is a machine. Okay, here function is a machine, here f function is a machine, and here x is input, and here y is what? Output, and this is also written as f of x. The input after passing through the machine f given the output fx. If the input and output both are real number, then it will be real function. Get it? I think it's clear now. Now what is a real valued function? A real valued function means if both a and b are here, if b are subset of real number, if b are a subset of a real number, then we can say that a function from a to b be a real valued function. A real valued function. Okay, here what is the difference? Only b should be real number, a need not be real. For real valued function, a need not be real, but b should be real number. Okay, in real function both a and b should be real, but for real valued function only b should be real, a need not be real. A very practical example, just like there are 15 students, maybe there are 15 students in class 11 math section. They want to measure their weight. They just going to measure through a machine. Means the student will measure their weight through a machine. If student A through a machine, okay, this is the machine, its weight is what? Let 50 kg. Machine B, student B, its weight 60 kg. Let a C, its weight 45 kg. So here the input, the name of the student A, B, C, is it real? No, this is not the real. But the output is what? Real number. So this is the example of real valued function, where the input need not be a real number, but the output is what? A real number. Therefore, this is called a real valued function. In our syllabus, we will only discuss about real function, not the real valued function. Okay? Now, the question is how we should write the domain and range of a real number. Domain and range of a real number. Domain and range of a real number. Domain and range of a real, not number, a real function. This is not class 11, this is class 11. Domain and range of a real function. How we write? Domain of the function is defined as x such that x belongs to real number. What is this? Here through a machine, set A, set B. This is called domain of the function. Here this is codomain of the function, and range of the function is subset of codomain or maybe equal to also. So domain of the function is equal to x such that x belongs to real number for every fx for which the image of this number, that is fx, should be also real. What is this? Domain and range of a real function. I am not talking about real value function now, because in our syllabus only a real function. The domain of the function will be that number which is real, and the image of that number is also real. Getting? Now, what is the range of the function? Range of the function means fx such that fx means range of the function will be all image of x, such that for all x belongs to real. Okay, means the range of the function will be image of x. Fx is what? Image of x. What is fx? Image of x. This is x, then this will be fx. What is fx? Image of x, such that for all x belongs to a real number. Getting? So this is the range of the function. Now let us see when we can say that two real functions are equal functions. Means we will discuss about equal functions. If we have two functions f and g, okay, let we have two functions f and g, then the both two functions will be equal if the first one. What is the condition? The condition is domain of f should be equal to domain of g. Means, look here, if we have one function f here and here one function g, if here all element, what is it? This is domain, codomain. If all the element of domain of function f is equal to all the element of function g in domain are equal, then it will be a real function. Means first condition for a true function to be real is that domain of the function should be equal to domain of the first function should be equal to domain of the second function. Means domain of f is equal to domain of g. Next, the second one, f of x means what? Image of x should be equal to image of this gx. What is fx? Fx is image. Fx is what? That is y. What is fx? Fx is image of x. And what is gx? Image of x in function g. And f of x means image of x in function f. If both are equal, then also this is the important condition for a function f and g to be equal. The third condition, what is the third condition? Means first condition, domain of f should be domain of g, f of x should be equal to g of x. And the third one, no, this is okay. Only this is two condition. Okay. So two function f and g will be equal function if domain of f is equal to domain of g and f of x is equal to f of g. Okay. Thus f and g, if either d of f, domain of function, is not domain of f is not equal to domain of g, are there exist at least one real number? Yes. Some more things given in book, you go through this. Okay, and some notes are given. Some notes are given, just like this. Some notes are given. It is also important. The first one is what? If x minus a and x minus b is less than 0, this is the condition when value of x should be greater than a but less than b. It means here x belongs to AB. AB. Why? Because A is not included here and B is also not included here. Therefore, x will be in the form of ordered pair AB open interval. Okay. Similarly, the second one is what? The second one. If here x minus A, x minus B less than equal to 0, it is only possible if value of x here like this way, that is x belongs to here closed interval A. Closed interval A. Don't worry about this. If we discuss some parts, whatever we will see after one exercise, at that time it will be clear. It means if we have any function and after factorization we get the function in this form, in that case the domain will be under this condition. Okay. And here also if we have any function and after solving we get in this form, then the domain of the function will be like this way. Getting? The third one is what? The third one, x minus a, x minus b greater than 0. Here less than equal to, now greater than 0. So it is possible if x is less than a or if x is less than a or x is greater than b. That is x is less than a or x is greater than b. So here x is less than a means what? X is less than a means what? Means all value less than a but not a. A is also not here. Here it will be a and all the value which is less than a, that will negative infinite, like that. And here means here x belongs to, and here x is not b but greater than b. X is not equal to b. So here open interval b, because we cannot take b, and all the value which is greater than, that is infinite. Okay. Do you know a real number? Collection of a real number. And how you represent this? Minus infinite, like this way. Okay, collection of real number like this way. Similarly, the fourth one, if we have here x minus a, x minus b greater than equal to 0, it is possible if x less than equal to a or x greater than equal to b. That is x belongs to here minus infinite, a union, and here b and all the value greater than b, like this way. Okay. So on this basis now we solve some question whatever given in exercise 5.2.4. Exercise 2.4. Here it is given Exercise 2.4 we will discuss now. Exercise 2.4. Some question. Here now, if I explain more, the video will be, the length of the video will be more. Therefore, you do by yourself some question. If you have doubt, then ask. In next video, we will see some question from exercise 2.4 and graph of real function. Okay, thank you.